Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James13 Wicca in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The dice and decks I'm using are going to be listed below. Other than that, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. All right, and without further ado, let's get into your choice. Hello, Scorpio. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Scorpio? It's not going to be perfect. Okay. But usually Scorpio is fine with that. A lot of layers that's going on too. Other people freaking out. Other people wanting things perfect or something. It's not gonna be. I almost get like this weird, like, it's not gonna be. It never was gonna be. And I almost feel like somebody's arguing with me. Like, well, it was before. And I'm like, well, I guess maybe you think it was. I feel like I'm having this whole argument with somebody where they want it to be perfect. And you're like, it's never perfect. And they're like, well, it was before. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe you thought it was. Maybe it's perfect when you don't know the details. There's a lot of energy where somebody, I feel like, gets right under your skin. And you're doing really good at kind of holding that back. So how far they get under your skin, I don't know. Because some of you, I feel like somebody's like, oh, before this becomes a thing, I got to go to lunch. Before this becomes a thing, I got to go do something else. It's like, there's only so much I can stand to this. Maybe like, nope, we're not doing that. Because I know what's going to happen, and that's not going to go well. I'm pulling back a lot. Somebody can't let go of something. Somebody just can't let go. There's a lot of energy with that. The Devil card, and it's repeating in the future. Something is not quite in focus. They're seeing the past the way they want to. They're seeing the past the way they want to. I don't think this is a bad energy, but take it with a grain of salt. It's a general read, you know. I don't see a bad energy with this, but I feel like somebody just can't let go of the past and how they want to see it. I'm going to show this card, but like it says prioritize self-care, but I keep getting that they keep looking at it the way they wanted it to be. And to them, that's real. But it's a little amiss. It's a little amiss. They don't like hearing other versions of this. I feel like they'll argue with that. Like, no, that was good. No, it used to be good. No, it was. No, it was. I feel like this is an argument where you know what was there, and it's just kind of like, all right, I just got to step out of that. I got to let it be because this is just not... Even if they agree, I know they don't agree. Even if they say they agree with me, I know they don't. I know they don't. And it's not getting us anywhere. This reminds me... Oh, goodness. This reminds me of a person that I'm like... I do not care for. But just go leave it at that. I do not care for them. But other people that have to deal with this same person... They keep trying to rewrite the history of the connection, like that they did all these good things. And I'm like, And I'm like, I don't know where this came from. I don't know why. Like, that's not how that worked. That's not how that was really going. That person didn't fix it. Somebody they're connected to helped them out and fixed it for them. And I'm like, it's almost like when you look back, you're like, no, that's not how that worked out. But some people, they just want to see what they want to see. And I'm like, you're not remembering that the way that really played out. Or they were just far enough away from it that they can believe that this person did something. And you're like, no, I was closer. They did not. Somebody else did that. And they're like, no, they did it. I'm like, no. And I feel like all I can do is walk away because they don't want to hear it. And it's really kind of like, I'm not going to agree with them. I'm not going to pretend like it was as good as they want to believe it was. But But I feel like the energy I have, the information I have, there's a block here. I can't, like, I know what happened, and I'm not going to pretend like what they're saying is true. But ironically, I think they do believe it. I really do. It's kind of like, it's one of those things. And they're not willing to let go of that. So the devil card is there holding them back. They just can't seem to let go of something. They just can't seem to. You know what's really going on here. Yes, you are correct is popping in here. Like, you know what's going on here. But there's only so much you can do with it. You care about what the situation is. You don't want it to fall apart. You're trying to work with it. Whoever you're dealing with, whatever you're dealing with, really fighting the reality of the situation. Very hardcore fighting the reality of what it is. They just can't see it. For some people, I almost cringe that I'm going to give this analogy. It's like they're in a marriage or a really long-term committed relationship, but the other person is like doing other things. And it's kind of like, I don't know how they don't know this, but they're like, that didn't really happen. Anything their partner says, they're like, yeah, they said it wasn't that. They said there was this. They said it was that. And they want to believe. They want to believe something else. And you're like, I don't think that's right. I don't think this is good. It is what it is. I don't know. It doesn't have to be that. It could be a work situation where somebody's getting credit where they don't deserve it. Whatever it is. It is heavy. I feel like for those of you it's hitting with, you know what it's about. There's a lot of like energy here of like, you know, the day is coming. The day is coming. Whatever that, the day is coming. The day is coming. Do I really need to say anything else? The day is coming. I feel like they're trying to center on this, whatever this overall situation is, realize that some people, even though they're strong in certain subjects, they're not strong in every subject. So maybe they can handle certain types of issues with certain people, but there's other issues with other people they just can't seem to get there. So I feel like if this, you're going to know. I feel like you're going to know what to do with that. They can handle it with some people, they can't handle it with others. It's just something like that going on here. The day is coming. The devil's coming forward, and they're not going to back down. They're just not going to. The day is coming where it's, I just feel like the day is coming, and I think you know the day is coming to where the truth is going to be so, like, it's going to be like a flashlight in the face. It's going to be like a flashlight in the face. And like one of those really powerful flashlights, like, oh my Lord, I can't see anything now. Bam, it's that day is coming. And I don't feel like you want this for this person, but it may be just, I don't know, it's coming. It's hard for them. It is really hard for them. They're really, really going to struggle with this. When it comes in, I feel like you might have this knee-jerk reaction, like, they don't want to hear what I have to say, and I don't want to make it worse. Maybe I'll just back out. I don't think that's going to work. If you go that way, where does this end up? The system is gonna break down anyway. You might not have any say. This energy might kind of, I don't know, things are gonna happen that you won't have any control over. You may not even see certain things coming because by backing off and giving it some space, it may go in a whole different direction. Like, this person may move, and you may find out after the fact they moved and everything has changed. They've changed jobs, they've changed location. A lot of things might happen because if you pull back, they might pull back, and then it could create a large distance there that I feel like you ultimately don't want. I've heard of this happening with people in a marriage, without giving, they started doing things on their own because one wouldn't listen to the other. They ended up living in different rooms in the same house, and then problems started to happen. And then ultimately, it was over a decade, but they did end up going their own ways. It was like the beginning of the end by doing that. I'm not saying this is a marriage thing for you, but like, it could, even if it was a friendship or a coworker, it starts off like, well, I feel like I just need to give them their space, but then it gets deeper, and then there's a chasm, and then it depends on where you want this to go ultimately. Keep that in mind. There's another way to handle this. It's up to you if this is right. It feels stressful. I know Scorpio is really strong, but even for Scorpio, I feel like this is stressful. Working through the situation and just kind of like knowing when things can move forward and knowing when they're not. You're highly intuitive. You're very connected emotionally. Scorpios tend to be. And it's just kind of like feeling out the current and just not letting it backslide, but keep moving towards the truth slowly and surely. Slowly but surely moving towards the truth and just not allowing it to backslide. This reminds me of certain people, like, even after they've crossed, and judge it the way you want to judge it, I won't give people, I won't act like they were great. I won't bring forward that they were, what they were, but I'm not going to act like, oh yeah, they were so wonderful. Every step it was of sunshine. Now, I'm not going to do that either. And I feel like that's where we're going with this. Like, you don't have to act like you liked something or you agreed with something, but it's like we're just, in my opinion, I'm just kind of silent on certain things, like, oh, so-and-so passed away and they were such a lovely person, and I'm thinking to myself, they were not, but I don't say that. But then again, I might talk about, oh yeah, they got you involved in this job, and I might go down that because that was a truth, and I'll work with that, but I'm not going to act like they were this nice person when they were not a nice person. It's just not letting it backslide and keep moving it towards the truth without backsliding. I know you can do. Scorpio is good at being silent when they want to be. I'm pretty confident with that. If you're willing to go that direction, let me just put the dice on this because I'm like, I know it goes well, but I'm not convinced. Okay. I don't think it's going to be like, I don't think they're fully going to deal with it, but they'll deal with it as far as they can. And you'll keep them in your life. I don't think they're going to deal with the whole situation, but they'll deal with it as far as they can. And you're going to be that person that's like the sounding board. I feel like they probably already know you are. You're not gonna play the game with it. You're not gonna act like something's better than it actually was. And I feel like they're more confident with you because you will tell them the truth. But I also feel like there's this respect, kind of like you're only going to bring it forward when you feel like you have to, and if you don't think they can handle it, you're just going to kind of let it be, but you're not going to put up with crap. You're not going to do it. And it actually makes them feel more secure, kind of like, if they really have to deal with it, you're not going to let it slide. But also, you're not going to bring it up if it's just going to run in circles anyway. It goes, like, the Two of Cups is here, like, it's a good ending. It's about whatever this connection is, be it like a romantic partner, a sibling, a coworker, whoever this person is. It's about long-term, do you want this person still in your life? Because this is a moment where they could end up veering away, and then over time they're not a part of your life anymore, and you may not be happy with that. Even if it's like a child, like you're raising a child, or maybe this is an adult child, whatever. It still could veer so far apart that you're just never as close as you were. They don't like hearing it from you, but it's like, you know what, they need to hear it from somebody. And again, it's just moving forward slowly and just kind of like, not letting it backslide and just moving forward slowly when it seems like it's necessary and not letting it backslide. They need somebody to kind of be like, that's not true. They were not, walking children through nature. They were sicking the dogs on the children. They were not walking them through nature. There's the difference here. Setting their dogs loose to go chase children is not the same as walking the children through nature. It's not the same. We're not going to pretend like it was. Like, okay. Is that an AM? I don't know. I keep seeing these initials a.m. over there, so whatever that means for you, in case that's important. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.